This was, by the way, this was after they lost, as you can see up top. Jericho and Garcia had lost to Claudio and Wheeler Yuta. Not only that, but they got the double spin treatment with Jericho getting swung and Garcia on his shoulders.
The giant swing was wild. While he had that little boy on his shoulders and that old man in his arms.
Yeah. It was funny because in the interview after that started off him opening up the challenge a little bit, Jericho asked, what kind of man accepts victory when there's a baseball bat in the ring? That Jericho brought in the ring.
Yeah. Jericho and his, what kind of man? I love his, what kind of man does that?
It's always something asinine and totally hypocritical.
Yeah. Like it'll always be, or it'll be like, what kind of man doesn't wear a shirt or something like that? And then they cut to a clip of him at the announce table not wearing a shirt. Like, it's like, yo, you're at the announce table not wearing a shirt. What are you talking about, Jericho?
It's one of those Jericho things that he always does that I can actually still enjoy. I do get annoyed by a couple of the like whenever he thinks that somebody taps out to the walls of Jericho, and he does the whole raise my hand thing, and they're like, no, and he throws a little fit. Like seeing that in every match at this point, I don't care for.
I like it.
I don't mind it. I just don't need to see it in every single match.
Yeah. Don't need to, but you're going to, so.
Outside of that, Sammy just comes in at the end and he's like, I'm going to beat Danielson's ass. He said other stuff, but that's really all he said.
Pretty much, dude. Just like, yeah, I'm going to fight Bryan Danielson.
And just so we can kind of keep all this, like, longest feud in the history of feuds stuff together in one video, let's just skip ahead to that Sammy versus Danielson match.
Yeah.
I've never been so happy about a foregone conclusion in my life.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was obvious that Sammy was losing this match. Danielson has lost enough to the JAS.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely didn't think he would be losing to anyone else from that group. Because otherwise, like if he lost to a third member of the JAS, it'd just be like he needs to just go lay down and just be a JAS bitch.
Not only that, but to some extent because of a little thing that happened between him, Wheeler, and Claudio earlier in the night, kind of building on Yuta not being happy with Danielson. It looks like that feud is actually turning more inward within the BCC right now, possibly.
Yeah. Yeah, was that last week when they had the sit down?
I think so.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, it's been starting to look like there's gonna be some splinters in the group.
Yeah.
Which is, and they're gonna, I don't like how it's gonna work. If it's working the way that it seems like it's going to, where Yuta and Claudio kind of leave Danielson, but I think those two need the group.
I think they need Regal more than they need the group, just because for talking purposes.
Yeah.
And because like what Regal did on the mic last week was awesome.
Need the group. It was him and MJF. That promo was mastered.
So before getting into the actual match, let's actually go back to it. Danielson's with Renee. He basically goes, "I'm frustrated. I lost to Jericho. I'm frustrated that Garcia turned his back on me and hit me with the title belt. I'm frustrated that last week Wheeler Yuta talked back to me, and I'm going to take all these frustrations out on Sammy." Yuta walks in and he's like, "You're happy to see Danielson mad because he's fired up again, right?"
ready to kick somebody's fucking head in.
Right. Like Yuta says, they're mad and they're fired up. They just beat JAS out in the ring. But he shoves Danielson. He's like, I'm a grown man. If you have a problem, like, dealt to his face. Claudio interrupts him. They basically say, like, Danielson, you're going to win. We'll talk after. But definitely more signals to the splintering.
Yeah, the group is not gonna last. Which I thought that if any group wasn't gonna last, the JAS would start to break up here.
Does that mean within the next few weeks we're gonna see like Yuta at Danielson's throat and Claudio's just gonna Claudio Yuta away from Danielson?
It's been a while since we've seen Claudio carry a grown man away like a child. So it's about time.
And the way this is going, like Yuta's the one who got aggressive and like did the whole shoving and everything, it would make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, Danielson won.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he beat Sammy. I was just thinking, so Danielson and Yuta have already faced off. It's been what, like more than once actually?
I feel like Yuta faced Danielson maybe once, but Yuta has faced Mox at this point probably like 4 times.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it was Mox at least 2 times. Because I'm like, Yuta and Danielson at a pay-per-view isn't gonna be that interesting.
Because I think how it went is, I think Yuta lost to Mox before BCC was really a thing. Then he lost to Mox again when he was trying to get into BCC. And then he also faced him, I know, for at least a 3rd time in the World Title Tournament when it got vacated. And I feel like there was another one in there trying to prove himself to BCC, because it felt like he faced him twice within like a month at one point.
I think he did, but I don't know. I don't know if it was 4 times, but I do remember 3 though.
But and Claudio wasn't there yet, so he didn't have to go through anyone else with the BCC.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I don't know, that group splintering, like where's the fun match gonna be at is what I'm looking at.
I could see Yuta and Danielson being a fun match. The problem is I don't get the Yuta reaction has surprised me. When he gets those big ovations, he just doesn't do anything for me, so it's kind of hard to be invested in on that front for me.
I like Yuta.
As a wrestler, just as a person, nothing's clicked.
Yeah, it's so his voice cracks a lot when he when he does promos, and I think that can kind of hurt his thing a little bit. But I think that's also still part of his character too, is he's still that upcoming kid